Welcome to Innovate Presents Entrepreneurs in Tech. Today we're delighted to have our guest all the way from Cyprus, Elpidoforos Anastasiou. Am I right? Elpidoforos
Correct.
Anastasiou.
Yes,
Absolutely. Who is the head of innovation and AI at Pascal International Education and head of educational innovation of STEM and space at Globe Educate. Elpidoforos, listen, I want to say it's an honor and a pleasure. In the past month, I've been talking and interviewing a lot of amazing people from Cyprus, and I was honored to be invited when I was at GITEX Dubai last week and hang out at the Cyprus stand. So many innovative young minds, so many great innovations, and I got a chance to meet everybody from the head of science, Mr. Dimitris, to your energy prime minister, secretary of energy, and other great minds there. So again, I'm really impressed and honored to be involved in such a thing and to contribute, to that beautiful island you guys have and how advanced you guys came, and becoming the forefront of AI and innovation. So welcome to the show. For anybody who doesn't know you, give us an introduction about yourself and how do you came where you are? What led you to be in that space right now and to take that path? And what's the goals and for the future and now?
First of all, thank you for the invitation to have this opportunity to be in your show. Like you said, yes, Cyprus now is actually is skyrocketing. It's like one of these rockets that Elon Musk has with the Dragon rocket at the bottom. Like you said, I'm involved in education. I'm also involved in research in Cyprus University of Technology. I'm on my final year doing my PhD on STEAM and space exploration. I'm also the head of innovation on Cyprus Investment Hub, but we're gonna take them as we go. Um,
Absolutely, yes.
I will start 7 years ago. I was a teacher in a class, trying to do my job after 11 years of experience, doing the exams, trying to, get my students to learn more, faster, more accurate, get them excited. And then it was a point of my life that I didn't see that coming up. Students, normally we teach them the traditional way. So I decided to go and investigate what STEAM education is. And what I found was disappointing. Um, Instead of teaching students on how to collaborate, everything was around a competition. So getting schools to group up, teach them out of a curriculum how to build a robot, then go and get them on a competition, who is going to be the best. No problem with that, but I didn't like the mentality of it. So I said, what can I do? Then I started investigating what was out there, and I decided to create something of my own. So the first project, let's say, call it STEAM project, was about sending a satellite into the stratosphere. Um, Little I knew from the YouTube videos I saw that everybody was doing it, but we ended up doing the experiment very successfully. That specific year, we got a large group of students, let's say, not to learn by reading and imitating or reading manuals, but learning by experience. So it was experiential learning, STEAM education on a mission to set a satellite in the stratosphere. Um, we need to know that nobody else at that time was able to do it in the island. No research centers have tried it, no universities, not even these companies, they knew all about this. So we started from zero programming skills, zero communication skills, zero promotion skills. So we built that capacity from that year. Um, so the mission grew for the last 6 years to the point that we now have 11 space centers. These are space centers within a school. We grew up to the
11 space centers in the school?
we built the first one in Larnaca. By the way, it was the first one globally that it was built 7 years ago. And then it evolved to the other two cities, which is Nicosia and Limassol. And then when we joined up Globe Educate, when they came to Cyprus and they saw everything we were doing, it was simple. They just said, why we want to do this to our other schools. So we have now space centers in a school in Paris, one in Milan, in Nice, in London. So we created like the biggest network of space centers around the world, which is basically the baseline for students to be
So
able
it
to study.
started. So the whole trend and the idea,
Yeah.
it started all from from Cyprus. So from the hub, it started there. You created a hub in Cyprus, and it started from there.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
yeah, yeah. It was
Okay. Were you part of the European Union first, or not yet? When the whole thing started?
we were just getting in, and I remember, like I got this 101 how to build your satellite from NASA, and it was like 4 steps. Um, Build a stratospheric balloon with the satellite, build a space center with a fully functional ground station on top, so you can speak to low Earth satellites. The next step was write a proposal for your European Space Agency. So I've done all these steps, and on the way, I got my PhD also fully with a full scholarship. So
Oh,
it was 3 years of non-sleeping, let's say, um, crazy time. Um, but it's all of value because we invented something that doesn't exist anywhere. The methodology it's based basically on three words: inspire, educate, and innovate. Um,
inspire, educate, and innovate. I like that. I'm gonna write it. Use that actually. Inspire, educate, and innovate.
yeah,
Yes.
when I mean normally when we talk about wanting our students to critically think, we want them to innovate, but then we don't allow to the educators to do it so. So it's like trying to give a manual to someone to teach someone how to fly. If they don't fly themselves, how can they do that? So I always say to everyone, you need to become what you want to teach. Do you want to have critical thinking for your students? You need to apply it first. Then you need to transfer that. So yes, we created the network of space centers, and inside that, we even made the custom equipment to be applied within a school. So we created custom 3D printers that can 3D print satellites. We created an infrastructure around how to build the electronics. Uh, and then when everything was going really fast, COVID happened, that horrible time. So that was the time that I had a proposal ready to fly the satellite, and all the budget went away. Yeah, I mean, it was hard times for everyone. So I remember it until today. We um, we came up with an idea. We called the primary school kids, and we gave them a set of questions. What do you think would be our first robot to build? That's around 300 students, 9 years old. And one of the kids said, why don't we build a giant robot like a spider to send it into space? And everybody laughed. Everybody laughed. It was our first robot. Normally you start from Lego and then you build up some electronics and then you go. We said, let's do something nobody else did, yeah. So the idea stood there. And I said, oh, okay, why don't we try it? So just before COVID hit, we designed a 6 meter wide, 3,000 kilo robot looking like a spider with a ground station on top. I think it was fully motorized. I will share some pictures after for the audience.
Yes,
Uh,
would love that.
and then we built it, and it was crazy. We did it in 3 months within COVID. All the schools were closed down all over the country, yeah. So we lifted up that huge robot and we took it on a tour in every city in Cyprus. So you could imagine, all these parents and teachers and kids used to take their car, go drive past by just to see this huge thing. So it was a huge inspiration for a lot of students, a lot of kids. around the island. It went viral, I think, at some point. It went to Greece and all the TV channels because everybody was at home. Um, so yeah, that was one of the biggest projects we did.
Was
Um,
that self-funded? Because you would start with, there was the beginning of entering to the European Union, so you didn't get the funding from the union. You guys funded it yourself.
uh, I'm gonna be honest with you because everybody's asking me when I speak, they think we have a huge budget. I remember the first experiment we did, we've done it with 500 euro, like zero. And the concept I learned, if you don't have the budget, then you need to reverse engineer the solution to meet the requirements. If you teach that to the kids, everybody say, oh, we don't have the money. No, you do have the money. You just don't know how to use them correctly. So even the robot, just give you a simple example. A ready-made power supply was 25,000 euro. We reverse engineered some power supplies from servers, and we did it with 500 euro. It was crazy.
The mindset
The
of
mindset,
drive and
that's the mindset.
entrepreneurial,
Yeah,
yes, hungry society. That's
yeah.
what is it. The hunger to innovate, to advance. And
Yeah.
you're a tiny little island. I mean, not many countries even with even bigger money and bigger infrastructure dare to say, to challenge themselves, to go the extra mile, to say, hey, we want to be on the path of innovation, and we
You
want
don't,
to
yeah.
the sky's the limit.
You don't need a huge budget. You just need the brains and the passion.
And the
And
drive.
and the drive. Yeah, I remember quite well when we started replicating the project to other schools abroad. Everybody said it was impossible, and I started laughing. Guys, just tell me it's impossible. You make my day. Just another project. So everything is possible. And I see this being transferred to so many students out there, not just for private schools, because I run the whole program free for every public school in Cyprus. We have 120, and it was my goal from the beginning. If you do something amazing, share it, give the knowledge for free. You don't have to log it and just say it's mine. Otherwise, it's gonna be gone away, very easily. So yeah, we created the culture, we created the community, the mindset is there. Um, and when OpenAI came out, when it was first released, I remember everybody was running, this bad news when it came out. It's gonna steal our jobs. It's very bad, and a month after OpenAI was released, we developed a robot called Einstein that it was like a voice robot before even OpenAI had the chat voice. We did the voice agent.
You did the voice
So
agent.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
it was voice command by voice.
It was again. I will show you a picture for you that you can apply after. It was like half a meter robot looking like an Einstein, 3D printed, and the students and all them. We got some companies to help them also, so they got to program the whole thing, and a month after it was ready, and then we introduced it to our schools, and it went so. And we got the TV channels to come, and everyone. I think it was on Euronews also, and then I get a call from someone. Italy has just announced that OpenAI is something bad, let's say. So don't launch it. And I'm like, listen, guys, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna launch it. It's working. I know these mechanics because is what I told you. We understood the technology and we were able to apply it correctly, also with ethics in place and responsibly. So I was 100% sure it was okay. And then we did another 9 of these around Europe with Global Educate schools, and it was just amazing. You see schools that are scared to use AI, and then you see schools that you get students to understand how the API works, how the microcontrollers work. We're talking about 12-year-old kids, doing innovation that nobody else do, um, with zero manual, by the way. That's a key. So normally somebody would think we give them the instructions. No, uh, I always do this with all the initiatives we do. We give them the beginning, and then we tell them, you cannot do it. You can't do it. It's impossible to do it. Prove us wrong. Give them a challenge. And then we give them like a few workshops on, and we teach them, we teach them how to teach themselves. Simple as that, you know. And this is very important because technology is going so fast. You don't want to create robots, to read manuals and then apply them. You want to give them the creativity and then give them the tools to create. So yeah, they did. We did 9 of these robots across all these schools in Europe, global education schools. It was an amazing project. In Italy, they make Ferrari Enzo. Uh, they make a lot of characters, yeah. So it was a very nice experience for everyone, let's say.
Are you guys also putting together your own data centers in AI data centers in Cyprus now? Because
Yeah.
your strategic location on the water, and it needs water and electricity to be powered.
Yes, I mean, regarding Cyprus and the technology now, I think it was we become like a hub, like an antenna for the Cyprus for the Greece data center there, which was established recently, which is going to give huge empowerment to the country. Um, in my opinion, it's also really important for each country to keep their own data locked up, especially when it comes to artificial intelligence, which is all the governments basically, I think, they're doing just that. They're trying to secure, because data is so valuable now, and all these machines, all these AIs want more data. So if you don't lock your data, it's like you're losing some kind of a commodity from your country through the internet, if you can say.
So, are
So
you
yeah,
saying a lot of the data centers right now are being shared through our countries, or every country have their own data? Like, let's say OpenAI comes in and they say, "Hey, we want to build a data center in Cyprus." Would that be shared data, or would that be how would
it's
that work?
it's it's I mean, if you take big countries, they created their own models and they promote these models, yeah, just for that specific reason, just to keep the data logged. You can put different parameters. I think I was recently reading I think it's Abu Dhabi. They created
Yeah.
their own, yeah. So they put some, guards, let's say, around it. But again, the servers are in the country. You're not connecting to some other country server to get the responses from the LLMs or anything. Um, to be honest, myself, I created a server in my house and I have everything installed locally. Of course, I'm doing some processing with all the information I'm doing with models, but when it comes to research papers, my own stuff, I don't like to share them. And it became so cheap now, anybody can do it. I mean, the models are there, both privately. It takes you around 2 hours to install them, and then that's it. You don't even have to pay the fee at the end of the month. So yeah, yeah. So I have both.
I read something the other day about the new type of data centers are the best ones where they be supplied through the sunlight,
Hmm.
constant energy, no worry about weather or anything else in space.
Yeah, that's a new thing coming now. Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
I heard about it, and I think Jeff Bezos was talking about it. He's talking about building data centers in space. You'll have constant energy through, the the what do you call it, the sun.
Online, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And then no weather, no rain, no snow, no cold weather, none of that because it's above, and it doesn't affect anything else. It doesn't do any harm. It doesn't take water. It doesn't take electricity, and it's away from. I mean, I know they talked about having him underwater, but that could also have other long-term effect if you have them in the ocean. If you have data centers in the ocean, they say, "Oh, we need them to cool them," and it's, but it could affect the environment big time. Worse than oil spill.
Yeah, but if I think that's a big step, and maybe an overstatement. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you think of the power that you need, I mean, they build nuclear stations to power the data centers. And if you think about like having a data center in space, that would be probably a long way. I mean, they will prove that, make some tests, I think. I don't see this coming anytime soon. It's like when they were trying to make the data centers in the sea. Yeah, it's a good idea. It sounds good. Then the first one goes down. They had so many problems. So imagine that being in space. Yeah. At the time being, I think is nuclear. It's hungry power servers and data centers. And yeah, I mean, but I'm always, I don't really like the cloud personally about this, about privacy, even if they say it's locked and secure. Everybody, I mean, but you have so many breach of security. So yeah, I would love to have some kind of a mini nuclear reactor, super thing in my house.
You know what? Back in the day, to have even a gig was a big thing. Then all of a sudden, you got a tiny little thing smaller than your cell phone now. It'll have
Yeah,
10 terabytes, not a gig, teras.
yeah.
Small, this is 10 terabytes. So, you know what? Maybe it will happen eventually. You'll buy them or you'll get them. They'll ship them to you, a small little nuclear power to power your house, your whole thing.
It was, I mean, just think about, yeah, the AI. I mean, now with quantum computing coming in, imagine how
Wow.
much power. I mean, it's gonna be crazy. And sometimes, we talk about sustainability and how we're gonna save the environment and everything. And then when it comes to power of these nuclear and data centers, everybody doesn't really talk about it. And it's huge. It's a huge amount of electricity that goes into these systems. We need them, but
Yes.
yeah.
Is quantum computing the hitting big secret yet? Is it the next step that way beyond AI?
I had a presentation actually a week ago, and somebody asked me, they actually could tell me what is quantum computing. I mean, it's a huge subject you cannot explain, but I'm like, okay, guys, imagine like we're on a timeline, yeah. So every task you do, you apply AI to fast forward that process to move faster, yeah, down
Yeah.
forward that line. So that line, if you say that is 0 and 1, and you multiply the 0 and 1, which is computing power basically, to complete the task faster using AI, that 0 and 1 in quantum computing, it can be 0, 1, 1, 0. It can be, it's like you're applying the same concept to infinite. So imagine how fast things are gonna become when all these things apply in encryption, in security, in LLMs, in uh, I was reading an article the other day. They're gonna be able to predict, like crazy stuff, like invent new materials, create custom solutions for health, for medical.
To medical
So
longevity to me is longevity. If there's
yes,
a way we can advance science and medical in longevity and predict certain things and eliminate, preventing and longevity. When you prevent certain things, you have the knowledge how to prevent it and all of that at a way early stage, not even showing. That's how we can really extend longevity and use
uh,
it in.
is because I'm from Cyprus. Yeah, we have our mother country is Greece. They have an island there. I don't remember the name, but there's some people that they live the longest
In the
uh,
world.
in the world. Yeah,
I thought in Japan, there's supposedly people live the longest.
they have, but there's an island in Greece. Somehow, people there they live longer. Maybe I think it's in Greece, but in Europe probably. Yeah, you're right.
If they live
So
long and happy, I need the name. I'll buy a one-way ticket.
exactly, this is what I was going to say. We focus so much on technology, yeah. We forget the basics. Our body it heals itself naturally. I recently visited a longevity clinic in Limassol because I know the director there, and he was explaining me how they apply this, and he told me three simple steps. First of all, you detoxify. The second part will be to find the problem, why the problem happens, and then eliminate that source and leave the body to heal itself. And this is so simple, yeah, with zero technology, let's say. Imagine this knowledge applied with AI and quantum. It's gonna be it's gonna be really amazing.
Elpidoforos.
Yes.
Can we talk about AGI, artificial general intelligence? It seems like a lot of people avoid talking about it, and some people want to talk about. It's kind of a subject, a hidden subject.
Hmm.
Yes, sir. They say AI is artificial intelligence. Really, not 100% AI. It's a lot of LLMs, but the real AI is the AGI, the artificial general intelligence.
Um, I think it's getting there. I'm a very heavy user of AI. I use all the models daily. I have more than I spend a huge amount of money each month, let's say. And I also use agentic AI. I mean, a few ones are really, really good. Then even I can understand what you actually try to say without you even understanding what you want to say when it comes to prompting. They are really advanced. Basically, it's like having a secretary. Give them a task, they go do their research, they come back. They're not that advanced in a way that we all think that, I don't know, order me something. I mean, they're not efficient into that level, let's say, but it's getting there very, very fast. Like DeepSeek when it came out, I
Yeah,
installed it locally. The Manus came out. So now they have Cobis, they have open source software also with this. I experiment a lot with those also. Um, but I truly believe that whatever technology is out there, they limit it to the general public.
correct.
We are not ready. It's like a lot of things, they slowly unplug. There's so many hidden and very maybe some bad stories about AI that nobody wants to share. Um, but again, I think it's all about getting it responsibly right. Let's say you don't want to create something that, I don't know, it's going to create a virus and spread it around the internet. You know. So yeah, we need to be very very careful. That's what I say. Um, yeah.
Interesting. Very, very interesting. How would you, see, how can we use AI and all these artificial intelligent technology that's popping up every day by creating more peace in the world, uniting societies, bringing peace. Because they say if this cannot bring unite people and bring peace to the world, what else can? Can AI help us to do that?
Um, I saw this. Elon Musk did a post like 2 weeks ago. No, maybe a month ago. It was like he was gonna get his LLM to rewrite history correctly. You know. Um, and if you think about it, you want to resolve a problem, you want to have peace, you need to go back to the past, understand what happened, and then learn from that, and then move to the future. So until now, history was written by the winners. So history, let's say, is not factual. Sometimes I think it's like a movie that constantly changes. So I think, yeah, AI was going to help us to get the facts right, what went wrong on the past. So when we have that somewhere solidly, let's say with non-bias, which maybe is impossible, then we can somehow, find or even prompt it. How can we do that?
Yes.
Um, and I think it's a lot of ways. I think it was gonna come to a point that intelligence is gonna be just a click away for everybody. But the scary thing is like we lived from the old and the new, so we know the old, yeah. What about
Yeah.
the young kids that they're gonna know only the new stuff? How are we gonna teach them, prepare them, getting them to the point that, so it's,
Maybe
yeah,
quantum computing could help us predict the future,
why not? I
and
mean,
then we'll be able to avoid, prevent. In the medicine, you could use it, prevent disease and prevent certain things. Maybe you could prevent certain catastrophic things, whatever it is, wars, conflicts, and all of that.
if you it's a very doable thing, let's say, because the data is out there, satellite data, Earth observation data,
Yeah.
IoTs. all this information, if you actually put them on a quantum supercharged I think it's gonna do it. I'm 100% sure.
The blockchain been around, and everybody thought it was only a bubble, and because of NFT, because the
Mm-hmm.
NFTs and all that kind of stopped. I always said no, the blockchain didn't go anywhere. It's still there, but what happened? It needed another technology for it to harness it, to kind of to sustain this kind of technology,
Yeah.
because there was no way for it to go with AI and all the new infrastructures are being built and set up. I think, in my opinion, I would definitely like to know your take on it, and see how where we go from here. But in my opinion, that definitely right now, AI and blockchains are coming together finally, and where blockchain becomes part of the norm. Because everybody talks about tokenization, tokenizing real estate, tokenizing water, tokenizing bonds, tokenizing everything.
Because the nature, technology is moving so fast. You need validity everywhere.
Need
Even
validation,
even
yes.
you need validation. Yeah. Even when we have this conversation, or maybe in 3 years now, maybe it's not me, it's an avatar. Yeah. So you need to validate that it's me. Maybe you can do it from the iris. Maybe tokenization. So everybody needs confirmation of what you get is actually true. It's a scary thing to say. So yeah, blockchain and AI. The scary player is like we mentioned before, is quantum. Because if you take the most simple encryption, it can be broken by quantum computing in less than 3 minutes. Uh, so even, I mean, think about blockchain. It was created by it was said it was created by a programmer, a software engineer, uh, which is a human. Yeah. So if you put AI supercharged by quantum computing, I think it can. We talk about something really, really interesting to find out, because if it can do that computational power with one go, imagine what it can do. I don't know if you apply it with a blockchain, or even if you put it against blockchain somehow. Um, all these are speculation from what I know, but um, everything is slowly becoming, like you said, tokenized contracts, university degrees, passports, even credit cards, even currency on governmental level. Like the US did recently. If I'm mistaken, they've done this dollar that was backed up some token. So yeah, it's not going anywhere for sure. But people need to be educated what it is and what is not. Because at the moment, it's so much miscommunication that is not really healthy. For yeah,
Got it. Um, what's next for you, Elpidoforos? Elpidoforos. I gotta keep repeating your name until I get it right. I just say practice make perfect. So I'm gonna make a fool out of myself in this podcast. Keep
that's
making
great.
a mistake until I get it right.
You can
Yes.
call me
By the
Elsie,
way,
and that's it.
you have a PhD, correct?
I'm
Or
getting hopefully my
you're
PhD
getting
this
one?
year. Yeah.
Okay. Well, wish you all the luck. Soon you'll be a doctor.
It was never the intention, to be honest. I always wanted to see how researchers found information. So yeah, but yeah, I need to finish it this year, because yeah, everybody's complaining. I need to get.
Okay. Well, Mr. Elpidoforos, what is next for you, and what's on the agenda for the beautiful island of Cyprus?
One of the most exciting projects that we do, this is under the Cyprus Investment Hub. We're developing, it's actually almost finished. We're developing an application, a mobile app, to fast forward startup companies and in the investment input. So at the minute, the problem we found is that when a startup comes in, they don't normally, they have to go to the incubation process. So we found a way to manage to put AI to, some in a way to enhance their proposals. Then you have the human element. Let's say auditors that we help them online. So we found a way to fast forward from the startup journey all the way to the investment on a single app. It's going to be launched in 6 months. Has not been officially announced yet. um, have a huge project with 45 global education schools this year. We're building the first AI teacher assistant that speaks about sustainability.
Wow.
It's very small flower looking robot that has a very friendly face with emotions. And yeah, that's another amazing project. And yeah, I have another one that is on the go, but I'm not sure it's going to happen yet this year because there's a lot of things going on. These are the most exciting, let's say.
Amazing. Amazing. What advice do you have for other young entrepreneurs? I guess not just on the beautiful island of Cyprus, but everywhere in the world that want to enter the world of AI, quantum computing, and whatever else the future going to bring, AGI, and everything else that comes with it. They want to enter, but kind of, they're finishing school or finishing high school or in college. And I'm like, am I studying the right thing? Am I doing the right thing? Should I go learn tech? Should I move away from what I studied, what I wanted to do, and do something else?
Um, I think I managed to do so many things because I love what I do. Is for me, is another challenge. It's not what I deliver every year. It's a process, of trying to discover, trying to love what I do, try to help people. You always need to not to chase money. You need to chase your passion and what you want to achieve in life. If it's to help people, you do something. Everything else we come around eventually. And the only lesson that I found it really hard, and I found it by myself. A long time ago, I was confusing movement with progress. I was doing so many things, but I was always following other people. So I was going in a roundabout again, at the same things. The minute you escape this roundabout and you take the road that nobody else went, that's where you actually progress. So any effort you put to that road, it's super valuable because you're
Yes.
going to be the only one that discovers that. So yeah, that's from my experience.
Amazing. Well, this conversation is really very enlightening and very interesting to me. I personally love it, and for our audience at Innovate, presents Entrepreneurs in Tech. Definitely, you are an entrepreneur, and you definitely hope for a lot of the younger generation who are follow your footsteps and see what you did, and a great asset for Cyprus. Definitely, you are a great asset for Cyprus. All your innovation and all your ideas and all your going forward, pushing Cyprus in the forefront and inspiring younger generation, younger people. Mr. Elpidoforos, I definitely enjoy talking to you.
Thank you so much.
And I guess soon we'll call you a doctor, but let us know. We'll bring you back on the show when you get your PhD. And pretty much that's it. I want to thank you for your time. It was really a pleasure talking to you here. And for our viewers, please stay and connect with us on social media. Till next time, keep innovating, stay curious, and as Mr. Elpidoforos said, follow your passion. Don't listen to others and don't fall behind others. Just take your way and go for it, and things will happen.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much.
It was my pleasure, definitely. It was a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much.
If you enjoyed today's episode, make sure to share. Innovate presents Entrepreneurs in Tech podcast. And if you're joining us on YouTube, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Until next time.